Hi, hello, my name's Robin Lambert, I'm 21 years old and I have cerebral palsy, but you guys know me as the T-Rex and you're watching My T-Rex Life. Okay guys, today I want to talk about Guillermo del Toro's new movie, A Shape of Water. Oh, no, The Shape of Water. Now I'm assuming that you have all heard of this movie by now. It has been nominated for nearly every award under the sun and it is absolutely everywhere. But if you haven't, it's basically about a mute woman who falls in love with an aquatic sea monster. But definitely go check out the trailer before watching the rest of the video if you haven't already seen it or heard about it. Now, I want to preview this video by saying that if I was not looking at this movie from a disability lens, if I had no personal experience with disability at all, I would probably think this movie was absolutely freaking amazing because the cinematography, the soundtrack, the acting, it's all beautiful and really well done. But alas, I am disabled and therefore this movie left me feeling a little bit conflicted. I think there were some things that were done really, really well. This movie had a lot of powerful messages, but I think there were also flaws in this movie from a disability point of view, and that's what I want to discuss. So let's get into it. Now, the first thing I want to start with is the thing that I always start with when reviewing a movie about disability, and that is the fact that once again, the role of a disabled character has been given to an able-bodied actor when this would be a perfect opportunity for a disabled actor to have their big breakout role. Now, before I get a bunch of comments telling me that actors don't play themselves and they always play different characters who've had different experiences and have different life stories, trust me, I know, I understand, and I cannot wait till the day that I can just praise an actor on their performance for playing a disabled character. Because in turn, disabled actors will also be able to play characters that don't have disabilities or where disability isn't the focus. And it'll be an even playing ground and everyone can be happy. But we don't live in that world. And the reality is that disabled actors struggle to get any kind of roles. And until disabled actors can at least get roles as disabled characters, I think this is something that the whole community needs to get behind and continue to campaign for. Now, there's one single reason why a disabled character couldn't have played this character, I guess, in the eyes of able-bodied people. And that is because of one particular scene. It's a dream sequence where the main character, Eliza, sings and dances. And she's obviously, the character is mute. Now, to me, this scene didn't even fit in line with the rest of the movie, and it almost seemed out of character. But other than that, most of the scene was in fact dubbed by another actress or singer. So there was really no reason why a disabled actor could not have played this role. And on a personal note, I don't particularly feel comfortable with scenes like this anyways, because I think it works against normalizing disability, because to put it simply, the character is portrayed as being something other than normal. They are dreaming of normalcy. And yeah, I think it just kind of went against the rest of the movie. To me, it didn't really feel like it fit. Now, one thing I absolutely loved about this movie is that it's the first time that I've seen a female disabled character be sexually desired and also sexually active. As disabled people, we are almost stripped of our sexuality by society. We are seen as being virgin or just asexual by a lot of society. And this was really great to show, not only to highlight female sexuality, but to highlight disabled female sexuality. And I think that was really empowering. Another great thing that I think the movie does is it forces the audience to question what is an outsider, because a majority of the main characters within this film are, classed as outsiders in some way or form, and it forces us to question what is an outsider, why do we regard them as being an outsider, and even, in the case of the monster, is that bad? Like, is the monster bad or is he a god? It's also one of the few times that I've seen alternative communication being used within a movie, and it's one of the first times that I've seen, sign language being predominantly used in a mainstream movie, and I thought that was amazing. It's incredible to see. Now, there's been a lot of arguments in regards to this movie to say that, you know, it's portraying disability as something tragic, and, you know, of course, the disabled woman has to find some kind of monster to understand her, to love her, and of course, you know, as a society, we can't imagine her being with someone who's normal, or we have to see it as something completely other. But I also think it gives us the opportunity to look at how we can view our own struggles and use them to understand other people and to empathize with other people's struggles. And, you know, I know as a disabled individual that I have a very diverse friend group, and that I often get along with people who are in some ways a little bit different. And especially, you know, I have some very strong friendships with disabled individuals because they can understand my personal struggles and the things that I've been through as a disabled individual. So I don't think it's a bad thing to highlight these strong relationships that we can have with people who are similar to us or who have been through similar struggles. Whether that's, you know, me empathizing with someone of a different race or a sexuality or a gender, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think it's also important to remember that the movie is set in the 1960s, and I think it's set in that time frame because it forces the audience to consider how far we've come, or how little we've come ahead in terms of accepting people who are different. I think the situation and the monster, or the aquatic fish man, is used to flip on the head some of the situations that disabled people experience in real life. And spoiler alert, but when Eliza has sexual intercourse with the fish man, Zelda asks her, you know, well, how did you do it? And this is something that most disabled people can relate to. I've been asked by so many people about my sex life and how it worked. And again, it's highlighted how we do other people with disabilities, how we do see them as being different, as not being normal. When Eliza says to Giles, you know, he is the only person that doesn't know that I am less than whole. And I think that is really important, again, to show people that disability is normal. We all have different bodies, and why is it that in the 21st century we still find it something different, something other? The ending, again, was a little bit controversial because, you know, again, obviously there's this kind of image projected that, of course, the disabled person couldn't find acceptance on Earth and had to literally go away with the Seaman. Spoilers, sorry. But again, I also think you can look at it as, you know, the disabled individual took what they want. They chose their own path. The disability in the end was what, you know, freed them, and they had the autonomy to do that. So I guess it really just depends on how you look at it. Again, yeah, this movie's left me feeling quite conflicted, but I'd love to know your thoughts on it. What did you guys think of the movie? Did it float your boat? Did it not? Let me know. And if you haven't seen it, please go see it, because regardless of if you have issues surrounding disability within this movie, it's still a fantastic movie to watch, I think. So, yeah. But most importantly, guys, remember to stay shiny, because I love ya.